everyone. Welcome back to Susan Dawn Spiritual Connections. Welcome to a brand new Sacred Union Energy Update. I'm intending for this to be a weekend update. Intending for this to be a mini reading, but we're going to see how this goes. Make sure that you are checking out the blog because I did post a story about my experiences this week, because this eclipse season is starting off with a bang. It is a doozy. There is a lot that is happening, a lot of wild energy that is happening. When I say wild energy, it doesn't feel untamed wild. It just feels just crazy. I shared a little bit about my own experience on Thursday, where I've been feeling this energy building over the past week, and it culminated in just this anxious, overwhelming feeling. Thursday was a checkpoint for me, is what I realized. I was very protected, as I really have been my whole life, but very protected. Thursday was supposed to be a checkpoint, and as such, it became a turning point. I share that story on the blog, so you can check that out. I'll put the link in the description box below. I don't feel like there's a whole lot of movement. It feels like there is, like the energy has tempered right now, almost like it's calmed down, like there's a little bit of a pause. But you might have, similar to me, felt a lot of ramped up energy. Now, my experience, I think, was very specific to me, but you might have experienced some phenomena. You might have experienced some movement. You might have experienced some, like, again, ramped up energy. And I'm also getting dream state. Your dreams might have been heightened. I shared in the membership Ascension Energy Update, available in our Sacred membership, available for all 3 levels, that I had a dream last week as well. Man, when I say this energy is something, I had a dream last week as well, the end of this past week, that my counterpart had passed, and I was with him as he was passing, and what was happening was there was like a shedding of the old version of himself, a shedding of the skin. He was becoming somebody new, and that was representative of this rebirth energy of the masculine that we've been picking up on. And so I think I have that as a clip that's coming up on Instagram. So make sure that you're following me on Instagram as well, for the whole gamut, for the whole context of our channelings and updates. But it's available as an Ascension Energy Update. I have a personal share of everything that I've experienced in the past week, over in the membership. So make sure that you're checking out our Sacred membership. And speaking of our Sacred membership, before we get into the reading today, we have a free community call tomorrow. My birthday is on Monday, and so you guys know every year I like to do something special for the community, and this year we are doing a free community call. There's going to be a free channeling and chat, so we're going to discuss the journey. You're going to have an opportunity to ask questions, and you'll also have an opportunity to get coaching with me in our group setting. I am having it as a registration only, just so that we can keep that container sacred, rather than having it on a YouTube live stream, for example, because I do believe in keeping our journeys and our community very, very sacred. But it's a free preview of what our Ascension Accelerator Plus bi-monthly calls are all about. We'll have our second call of the month on Wednesday, so this will be just kind of like a bonus. So make sure that you're checking out the membership and everything that is to offer. As part of the membership, the different levels, you will get workshops, you will get channelings, you get updates, support readings, and then part of Ascension Accelerator Plus, you get all of that, plus bi-monthly calls with an opportunity for coaching if you want to experience breakthroughs for your journey, or you just have some specific situations that you're struggling with. You can bring them and we can work on them together. But we'll have a free call so you know what that's about tomorrow. Make sure that you're registering through my website. It's on the bookings page, or it's on my social media. All right, so all that being said, the energies feel kind of tame right now, even though the energy feels kind of wild right now. It feels kind of like almost like a pause before the next round. And we have the next eclipse coming up at the beginning of October. So I feel like right now it's like we had a big energy influx with this Pisces full moon, super moon eclipse, and I feel like coming up in October, like right now it's like the energy is settling from that, and I feel like October is going to be another wave of that, another wave of amplified energy. So it's just like what I'm hearing is hold on to your bootstraps. And this is good. This is a positive thing. It doesn't feel negative. The messages have been coming through, especially in our daily energy draws, not to get all doomsday, right? Not to expect the unexpected, expect change, but don't be all doomsday about it. Don't get into the fear. Don't let division or separation or fear or anxiety pull you down. And I say that having had my own experience with that. With regards to what I share in the blog post, I could have let that anxiety and let that overwhelm just kind of overtake me, but I listened to my soul and what my soul was guiding me to, and I overcame what I needed to overcome. It was literally a protection. I was literally divinely protected because I listened to my intuition. um, so it's a very interesting time right now. And I feel like just keep tuning into your intuition. Your intuition is going to be the guide. You can listen to readings, you can listen to guides, you can listen to healers, but you are your first round of defense, so to speak. You are the one you need to listen to the most. You've heard me say that over the years. You know how adamant I am about that. You are the one you need to love the most. You are the one you need to listen to the most. You are the one you need to trust the most. Bring it back to your intuition. Always, always, always honor your intuition above anything else. Guides and healers and readers, we're all meant to serve as guides, guiding you home to your own intuition, guiding you home to yourself. That's what it's about, learning how to trust your intuition. People can offer insight, can offer guidance, can offer validation and confirmation, but you have to trust yourself and trust yourself to navigate this journey. And if you're not knowing how to trust yourself, bring that to the call. Bring that into the membership so that we can help you hone your intuition and hone those skills. Our membership, our sacred membership, isn't just about the sacred union path of ascension. It's not just about your twin flame. Just like my book, The Unity Code, is not a blueprint for getting into a relationship with your twin flame. The Unity Code is about rewriting that template and understanding what the sacred union path of ascension is all about. And that's what my sacred membership is too. It's about your journey of ascension, your homecoming to yourself, your empowerment. And your sacred partner might be part of that. But it's about your spiritual path, your personal spiritual path. And we explore all different subjects and topics within that personal spiritual path. So if you want to have some insight, if you want to have a preview of that, make sure that you're joining our free community call tomorrow. Okay, so that being said, I don't know why I went off on that tangent. Let's see just what the energy is today. What is it that we need to know for the connection, for the counterparts today? Right now, in this moment, what is it that we need to know? Let's start with the masculines. I'm called on the unicorns. For some reason, I'm very drawn to the unicorns today. It feels like there's this magic that's in the air. It feels like there's this momentum that's in the air. What's interesting about that is that we have patience, and at the bottom of the deck we have trust. And I'm going to channel on this for a moment, and I feel like this is, yes, for the masculines, but also for you, divine feminines. I feel like we're not necessarily going to split it between masculine and feminine, even though I pulled cards for the masculine, we'll pull cards for the feminine. This is going to be for both of you. This is going to be an energy overall. Patience for the journey, patience for where I am. For the masculine, I feel like they're saying, please accept me for where I am. I know it's been a long, hard journey. I know it's been a really long road, but please know that I am going through my ascension. I am going through this rebirth. I'm learning about new parts of myself that I had hidden away, that I hadn't understood about myself, or I hadn't allowed myself to see before. The masculine is saying, I am learning how to have patience for myself and with myself for the first time in my life. I'm learning how to accept myself and all aspects of myself for the first time in my life. And I'm learning how to trust, not just trust from a superficial or shallow landscape, but to trust from a place of deep-seated inner knowing. The inner knowing, divine feminine, that you always saw, the inner knowing that you always felt, that I may have made you doubt about yourself because I wasn't trusting in myself. This divine masculine, I'm channeling directly for the divine masculine here. This divine masculine is saying, they see you, divine feminine. They see you in your beauty. They see you in your glory. They see you in your light. They see what you were bringing to the connection that they were pushing away because they weren't able to yet accept or trust themselves. They weren't able to trust love. They weren't able to trust this connection because they weren't able to trust themselves, and thus they weren't able to trust life. In one of the previous Sacred Union Energy updates, and I can't remember which one, I think it was the last one, we channeled how this divine masculine is starting to really connect with God's source, higher power, the universe, whatever it is that you want to call it, because they're starting to really connect with their soul. And it's one and the same. As they connect with God, they connect with their soul. As they connect with their soul, they connect with God. They're really beginning to understand and trust in that connection. That connection might have been severed. That connection might have been frayed. They might have never had a connection before. They might have had that connection based on what other people expected them to have. For example, in religious sectors, they might have, you know, been forced to believe what other people asked them to believe, like indoctrination. But this is them finding that path for themselves. That's where I went on that tangent. I swear, when I hit record, I just start channeling right away. So whatever comes out is literally what's meant to come out. So they might have not trusted themselves because they weren't connected to anything that they were being taught or anything that they were being shown, because it wasn't coming from themselves. It wasn't coming from their soul. It wasn't coming from their own personal path of spirituality, of connection to a higher power, connection to the universe. Well, that connection over the past year has been coming online, and now it's anchoring in, now it's being embodied, and that's where they want you to have patience. And they're saying it's not patience as in wait for me, it's not patience as in put your life on hold. There's a really important distinction. It's a patience as in please accept me as I am, where I am in this moment. Keep focusing on you. Don't put your life on hold, divine feminines. Don't put yourself in a waiting room. Don't wait in the doorway. Go along your path where you're meant to go. Your masculine will always meet you there. But if you're holding yourself back, you're also holding your masculine back. You're meant to be rising. You're meant to be growing. You're meant to be expanding. And you're meant to be experiencing life in all of its beauty. For some, that might be relationships if you're not in a connection with your counterpart. For others, that might be expanding in your business or growing and evolving in a business or your job. For others, it might be literal moving locations. For others, it might be, I don't know, exploring your spiritual studies or your spirituality. Whatever it is, you're meant to be going and doing wherever and whatever you're being led to. Your masculine will catch up. Your masculine will meet you there. Don't try to logically put into place, oh, it's been this many years and it's going to take this amount of time for them to get it together, or don't try to put into place based on something of the past. Life can change in an instant. We've seen that. We've seen how life can change in an instant. Sometimes we've seen, for example, I got sick. My life changed in an instant. Well, in a matter of months. In a matter of 6 months, I went from feeling okay to literally dying. And I saw how fast life around me crumbled. And my finances took a tumble. My health was taking a tumble. Like everything was turning upside down. Well, I've come to realize that if life can turn upside down like that, then imagine life can turn right side up again in an instant, in a flash too, right? It doesn't have to take linear time. It doesn't have to take long. We're just so accustomed to kind of going to worst case scenarios, like, oh my gosh, it's going to take forever for him to find a job. It's going to take forever for her to find a new house. It's going to take forever for her to leave her third party partner. It's going to take forever for him to get this money stable or to heal this addiction or whatever the scenario is. You know, we have these logical, or our logical minds or ego minds try to put things into place. Well, it's only because it's your ego mind that's trying to do that. You're trying to logic your spiritual journey when everything is energy. And so energy can shift and shift everything in every single in moments. You know, you've experienced that too along your journey where manifestations happen like I can't snap my fingers today, like a snap. Like the snap of a finger, you know, your manifestation is here. You know, maybe it's with money. You've experienced feeling like, oh my gosh, you know, I could really use some money, and all of a sudden you get a check for the exact money that you need. Well, that's just showing you how supported you are, and that you can't logic your way into manifestation. You can't logic your way into life in your spiritual journey. It's a spiritual journey. Life itself is a spiritual journey. And so the more we lean into that, the more we release any blocks, any obstacles, any challenges that we're placing on ourselves by saying, oh, it's going to take forever for this union to come into being. No, because you're also remembering that you've always been in union, so you're not waiting for anything, right? You're not holding yourself back for union because you're living in that union. That union is inside of you. It is a part of you. It's not separate from you. That's what we've been working on for the past couple of months, the past couple of weeks especially. There is no separation between you and union. Union is not some far off destination. It's not some goal to reach. It is within you. So your counterpart is saying, have patience, just accept me for who I am in this moment because I am going through this process. It's not patience as in holding yourself back. It's patience as in, please trust me because I'm learning how to trust myself. This is a masculine who has just found out that he has wings and he's not quite sure how to use those wings yet. He's a little bit unsteady. He's not quite sure that he can fly. Well, he knows he can. He believes he can. He's believing in your belief that he can, but he's still kind of learning how to trust himself. That's where patience for himself is coming in. He's still a little bit unsteady. He's still a little bit unsure. Well, the masculine can take off at any moment. Any moment that can shift. Any moment that can shift. And it will. It will. That's what eclipse season is bringing in. It's bringing in these shifts. But he's just learning how to trust himself now. All right. What's going on for the Divine Feminine? Let's see what we're going to channel for the Divine Feminine. We have the card Cycles and we have the card Freedom at the bottom of the deck. I feel like I like this energy because look at all the indigo, the crown chakra energy. This is your connection to yourself. This is your connection to higher power. This is your connection to the universe and your intuition and all that higher energy. This is where you're having trust. This is where you're having faith. All roads lead to union is a phrase that I channeled in that ascension energy update. And I think I'm going to put it as a title to this video because that's what I'm feeling. It feels like trusting in the cycles. Once you allow yourself to trust in the natural order of this journey without trying to put it into boxes, without trying to force it into a blueprint of what you think it should be or what you think you know based on maybe teachings or readings or past paradigms or relationships, this journey, you're creating this in every step of the moment. You're creating the blueprint. There might be a general collective template for how these journeys go, for especially like the twin flame journey, but you yourself are writing your story. Nobody else can write it for you. It's a personal path. It's a personal path of your union. And all roads lead to that union because that union again is part of you. That union again is inside of you. If you were activated to the sacred union path of ascension, with or without a partner, but if you're understanding sacred union, if you're understanding the sacred union path of ascension, then you are activated to the sacred union journey. And again, that's one path of ascension. There's many paths of awakening. There's many roads to ascension, to this higher level of spiritual understanding. Sacred union is just one path. It's one way in which we understand the context of our spiritual awakening and ascension journey. But all roads lead to union because that union is already inside of you. It's a part of you. It's a part of your path. It's a part of your soul's blueprint. It's not a blueprint that is outside of yourself that you try to follow. It's not a text that you try to follow. It's something that your soul has already written. And so all the cycles that you have been through were meant to bring you here. And all the cycles that are to come are meant to break you free from anything that is holding you back from recognizing the empowered creator within yourself. The phrasing here, and I'm just pointing to all the butterflies too, the phrasing here is everything has its right time. Honor the cycles of your body, tune into the moon's magic, live wild and free, choose your freedom, claim your independence. It's just everything I was channeling. It just feels like you're finding your liberation. And that liberation comes from within yourself, not anything external. Your liberation, your union doesn't come from your counterpart. Your union comes from you. It's not from something external. Your union is not a relationship with your counterpart. That's how your union is expressed. Your union comes from you first and foremost. And so you're breaking out of toxic cycles, old paradigms, and you're moving into something new. You're writing your story. I'm just tuning into the eclipse energy now with this full moon eclipse that just passed. You broke out of something big. You broke through something big. There might have been a consciousness shift for some of you. There might have been a huge pattern that was broken, maybe within a connection or with communication. There might have been a pattern that you broke within yourself, maybe a belief that you dismantled and rewrote for yourself. For myself, it was that checkpoint. I literally thought that I was going to die if I had left the house for my appointment. It was something that had been nagging me all week. And when I rescheduled my appointment, I burst into tears and it felt like my soul was sighing in relief. And sharing that story, and I did share that story with the community here, and I shared that story with my friends and my family, it almost would have sounded crazy. But I feel very lucky with the friends and the family and support system that I have because nobody thought it was crazy. In fact, a lot of people said they've had similar experiences. And when I spoke with my friends at the spiritual shop where I work, sometimes they said they felt the same thing. The owner of the spiritual shop said, "You were on my mind all day," and I couldn't figure out why. And I said, "Well, it's because I was having a meltdown." But I asked her husband to tune in, who's a psychic, to tune in, and he said, "Yeah, I felt it was protection too." And the fact that after I rescheduled that appointment, I sat down to take a nap and I heard someone say, "I love you." I knew that it was a checkpoint, and I knew that I decided to stay. My soul wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to go. I didn't fight so hard to stay years ago to just go now. There are boots on the ground that are needed, and even with my small feet, these are two of them. I know that I still have a purpose here, and that was just a checkpoint. And I think that I believe that our souls have certain checkpoints in our life blueprint. And as it comes up, we have a choice. We have a choice to stay or we have a choice to go. Something I didn't say is that I went to the shop that night to work. And as I was driving, I passed a really bad accident on the road, cop cars and everything. And it just showed me what could have possibly occurred. A million different scenarios. Every day there are a million different scenarios and different timelines that we can shift into. And it's not very often that we're tuned into all those different timelines or all those different scenarios, as we're not meant to be. We're meant to be living this life now, but we also get to choose. We get to choose what we want to experience. And for me, I chose life, continued life. So I share that in the blog. I share the whole story in the blog. I know I'm kind of referencing it here, but that's kind of what I'm saying. I feel like there were breakthroughs, and it could have looked different for all of you. For some, it might have been a breakthrough with your connection. For some, it might have been a breakthrough in your belief system. For some, it might have been a breakthrough in empowering yourself. It could have been a consciousness shift. It could have been something that was very physical. You might have had a breakthrough in your business, a breakthrough in a relationship. But it feels like this eclipse energy has been all about movement, moving us through. It feels like this eclipse energy was the breakthrough, is what I'm hearing. It was the breakthrough. And I feel like right now the energy is a little bit calm because it's almost like letting the energy settle because there was a lot of energy that was moving. It's letting the energy settle. And I feel like we're going to be ramping up for another round, another round at the next eclipse. Now, I don't feel like the next eclipse is going to be as intense. I feel like it's just residual, like anything that isn't cleared in this cycle, in this corridor of eclipses, anything that we're still holding on to, that's what the second eclipse is going to be. It's going to be clearing out that cycle, and it's going to be liberating us. It's going to be this almost like this final liberation. I don't like to use the word final because nothing's ever final, but it's like this next level liberation. We're going to be liberating ourselves. So it feels big. It feels big and empowering. And that's what it really is. It really is empowering. It might feel intense. But if we allow ourselves to tune in, it's also empowering. I'm going to use the Crystal Oracle deck, no, Crystal Unicorn deck, to get a little bit deeper and see what might be going on for the masculines and the feminines. The masculines feel like they're in a little bit of hermit mode. Again, I don't feel like there's a whole lot of movement that's happening right now. No, let me put it this way. There's a lot of movement that's happening energetically. I don't feel like there's a lot of that's happening physically. No, I don't even want to say that. How do I say this? I feel like divine feminine, divine masculine might be in their separate corners right now. There might not be a lot of communication. There might not be a lot of interaction. There might be a lot that's happening energetically, dream state, telepathically. You might be experiencing each other, but in the physical, it feels like kind of like in your separate corners, because I'm just getting this energy of the masculine kind of back in his cave. Now, it's not back in his cave as in hiding. It almost feels like back in his cave, like learning. That's what it feels like. It feels they're showing me an image of, I don't know why they're showing me this. There's a movie, Batman, one of the Batman movies. He is on this mountain at this monastery or something like that, and he's learning. That's what this feels like. It doesn't feel like heavy like Batman. Like, it doesn't feel like Batman. They're just showing it to me as like an example. That's what it feels like. It feels like they're back in their cave learning, maybe learning more about themselves, maybe learning more about their journey, just kind of connecting inwardly. That's what it feels like. There's some kind of study, inner understanding that's going on for the divine masculines at the time. So it's not a hermit as in like a hiding. It's not hermit energy as in an escapism. It's a hermit energy as in going inwards to continue understanding themselves. That's part of the patience energy they just said. It's accepting themselves, learning to trust themselves by going inward. So they're in the inner monastery of their heart. They're in their inner sanctuary, learning about themselves. So there might be some kind of non-communication, or there might be some withdrawal energy, kind of like in your separate corners, but it's only because you're kind of just working on your individual stuff right now. So let's see what else is going on for the divine masculine. What else is going on? What else is going on for the divine masculine right now? Anything we need to know? Oh, haven't seen that one in a while. All right, we have the Empress. We have the Four of Wands. Ooh, Nelly. Let's get one more card, please, for the divine masculine. They're definitely seeking inward. They're definitely going inward. And divine feminines, we mentioned in the beginning of channeling for the oracle cards that like you're definitely a guiding light for them. Like they're definitely feeling your energy. We were channeling directly from the divine masculine for you. You are a presence in their life now. They're seeing you differently. They're connecting with you differently. They're thinking about you differently. There's definitely a more of an honoring, more of a connecting to you in like a higher light, in a higher esteem. They're not putting you on a pedestal. They're just seeing you for who you are. You are this Empress. You are their divine counterpart. They're seeing you for who you are. Now, this is their higher self that we're channeling for. They might, in the physical, they might not have the words for this. They might not call you their divine counterpart. For example, they might not have the words for my divine feminine, and that's okay. But this is the energy that we're picking up on. This is the energy of the connection that we're picking up on. This is what's happening on the soul level. The 3D might look a little bit different, but tune into the energy. That'll then express itself physically at some point. But don't look at the lack or the non-action or whatever in the physical and be like, oh, well, Susan said this is happening, but I'm not seeing it. Don't look to the physical for evidence. Tune into your heart space and see if it resonates. Tune into your heart space for what is true. Connect with the soul, because this is a soul connection. Connect with the energy. Connect with the soul. So the Empress, the Four of Wands, again, I feel like this masculine is very much, picking up on this connection, very much picking up on you. The Seven of Swords, we tend to look at the Seven of Swords as like a really sneaky, deceptive energy. I'm not feeling this at all. I feel like this is truth coming out. I feel like this is like almost like Ace of Swords is what I'm getting. It feels like this is like clarity. It feels like this is truth. It feels like this is where they were hiding themselves away, where they were hiding the truth from themselves, where they were sabotaging themselves, where they were deceiving themselves. This is like really beginning to be honest with themselves about how they feel, about how they view you, about how they feel about this connection. All roads lead to union. All roads lead to union. My counterpart once said, all roads somehow lead back to you. And there's many roads that lead back to you, and that's the truth. We might not, it might never happen the way that we expect it to happen. It might not look as linear as we would think. It definitely doesn't go by these Hollywood stories. As a novelist myself, you have this, arc of a story that's created, a beginning, a middle, and an end. But life isn't like that. Life has many, many books attached to it, many, many stories attached to it, many beginnings and many endings. One of my favorite quotes is from Peter S. Beagle, one of my favorite writers. He says, "There is no happy ever after because nothing ends." And that's what it is. It's an ever evolving journey, an ever expanding journey. That's what we're learning on this journey, where we have to balance every human experience, but we have to more so tune into the spiritual of it, the spiritual nature of it, the energetic nature of it. I'm so sorry. My nose is so itchy right now. I can't stop scratching my nose. It's the weirdest thing. Okay. Um if I was sounding stuffy, it's because I'm trying to like scratch my nose with my shirt because it's so itchy. Okay, so I feel like the masculine is getting real clear on who you are and who you mean to them. You might be getting real clear too, divine feminine. You might be mirroring this energy too. That might be your inner masculine. Keep tuning in, keep watching these readings. Watch this back again as you watch it through. You might watch it through initially for your external masculine, your physical counterpart. Watch it back again and see how it resonates for your inner masculine, because remember, your inner masculine is your counterpart in another physical vessel. Your inner masculine is you in another person. They have their own personality, their own memories, their own ideas and stuff like that, but they are you. They are your inner masculine. So the more grounded you are in yourself, the more connected you are to yourself and your inner masculine, the more they're going to be reflecting that just naturally. So the more clear you are, the more clear they're going to be. All right, so let's see what's going on for the divine feminines. No, there's something else here for the divine masculines. Hold on, let me tune into this for a second. What else is going on for the divine masculines? There's something else here. I knew it. I knew it. That's why. Did you guys see me check the bottom of the deck when the Seven of Swords came out? Clarity. That's exactly. I knew this was going to come out. Clarity. That's what this is. They're finding clarity. They're no longer deceiving themselves, sabotaging themselves. There might still be some of that residual energy that they're working through and clearing, but that's where they're saying, please accept me as I am in this moment. I'm working on it. I'm working on becoming a better person. I'm working on becoming a better version of myself, because I'm working on actually learning about myself, getting to know myself, and not what other people think I should be, not what I thought I should be based on other people's expectations or based on the outside world, but on who I truly am as a soul. Who do I want to be as a soul? I'm learning to trust myself. I'm learning to trust the world. And a lot of that is because they're trusting you. They know that you were always the guiding light for them. They could always trust you because you always believed in them. So, divine feminines, Ace of Swords, I feel like this masculine, you see how the unicorn is turned towards the Ace of Swords here. Again, I feel like they are having a lot of clarity, having a lot of truth revealed to them about themselves, about this connection, and it's not coming from you. Well, let me put it this way. It's not anything that you have to do. You don't have to show them. You don't have to tell them anything. They're going to be on their own journey. Trust them to be on their own journey. Just as things have been revealed to you organically, things are going to be revealed to them organically. I know at the beginning of the journey, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm learning about twin flames. This makes so much sense. Let me talk to my counterpart, because he was my best friend and we always talked about spiritual topics, right? So I would talk to him about it, and he would just not understand anything that I was saying about twin flames. Actually, he would get it, but he would be like, I don't believe in that. I believe in a lot of things spiritually. I don't believe in that. So it'd be very frustrating. I'm like, how can you not see it? And that would make me doubt myself. And part of my lesson was learning how to trust in what I was experiencing and letting him have his experiences too. And coming together then, and I would realize that we would have the same ideas and have the same beliefs. We would just approach it with different words. He would approach it from one end and I would approach it from a different end. And part of the reason why we had so much tension between us is because we were never quite able to communicate it in such a way that we realized that we were actually saying the same damn thing. Both of us were just trying to be like, do you see this? Do you see this? Do you see this? And so I feel like there's always a lot of mirroring that's going on. I forget what I was saying. There's always a lot of mirroring that's going on, and I feel like this masculine is just beginning to see things and understand the connection. Maybe not from the place that you understand it, not with the verbiage that you understand it, but they can feel it. This is a soul connection. It's something that is experienced. It's something that is felt. You don't have to force anything. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to say anything. Your counterpart is you. It is an energetic experience. It's an energetic soul connection. They will pick up what you're putting down. They will. Just get out of your own way. Get out of your own head. Get out of your ego. Okay, now that that was said very bluntly, let's go on to the Divine Feminines. Queen of Cups. Page of Wands. There's something here about you kind of, how do I want to say this? There's something about you moving into this next phase of your life. There's something about you feeling secure, feeling mature, and taking action for your life. Maybe being inspired to and having ideas for what that next phase of your life looks like. That could be a million different things for everybody. This is a collective reading, but this feels like, it almost feels like the focus isn't on the masculine. Rightly so. It should not be focused on the masculine. Your energy should be focused on you. And that's what this feels like. This feels like you looking forward. That's the phrase. I didn't want to say moving on because that gives a different connotation. But moving forward, continuing forward. That's the way to say it. Continuing forward. Remember, all roads lead to union. Your masculine will meet you there. Your masculine will meet you there, but you have to let go of the way that you think it should be. You have to let go of the expectations. You hold the vision, know in your heart what you know is true, but let your journey unfold. Let it be. Let yourself experience the joys of the journey, the joys of the experience of this love. Tune into your heart space and live there. Live from that higher heart. Live from the place of let your inner experience be so rich that you don't need anything from your outer experience, because that's what it's about. It's not about living from the outside in, it's living from the inside out. How you create your physical world is all by your inner energy, the energy that you're holding, the beliefs that you have. And so that's what the inner work is. And so I feel like there's something here about continuing forward in your life, in the next level of your life. And with the Page of Wands, it feels like something fun. It feels like something inspiring. It feels like an idea that you're having that is, for some, it might be artistic. I just got that message as well, but it feels fun. It feels exciting. It feels like something new. And excitement, like new is exciting. And I feel like with the Queen of Cups, it's like this maturity, this mature energy. So the Six of Wands, yeah, kind of this moving forward, moving on from past, moving on from conflict, and moving forward with this sense of empowerment, with this sense of pride, with this sense of achievement. You've achieved a past cycle. You've achieved a past level of your journey. You've overcome a past version of yourself and freed yourself from any place where you were stuck. And now it's like you're moving forward. Now it's like you're moving on. Yeah, you broke free from something within yourself. You ended a cycle. You broke free from, this is my balance of the head and the heart card. There's a conflict between the head and the heart. You broke free from that, and now you're aligned. And so this is you moving into this next level with this sense of maturity. And when I say maturity, I mean you've grown. You've shifted in consciousness. You've grown in balance of yourself and the emotions within yourself. You honor your emotions. Your emotions don't run away with you. You're honoring of yourself. This is a place of balance. This is a place of, like, you're embodying this divine feminine energy. I wouldn't like we can't have another Empress card, but this feels like another Empress card. Like you're embodying this divine feminine energy. Anything else we need to know? Yeah, you've gone through this transformation. 100%, absolutely. You've gone through this transformation. Like you succeeded. You overcame, and this is the breakthrough that we were talking about. You overcame and broke through whatever needed to be broken through, however that message resonated with you. And now this is like moving forward with that success. You're going to be reaping the rewards, is what I just heard. Yeah, the Hierophant is a next level ascension card. That's what this is. You've broken through to the next level of your ascension, the next level of yourself. And you might have been going through that process, but this is the embodiment of that. This is the anchoring that in. And what I'm getting is that with the Ace of Wands is you're going to start seeing that inner physical world. You're going to really start seeing that with opportunities, with ideas that you have, actions that you're taking. This is the next level. This is like a new beginning. That's really exciting. And it's going to be rewarding. It's going to be very rewarding. You're going to be reaping the benefits, the rewards of all the work that it took to break through this. So that's really cool. All right, we're going to come to a close. I have another unicorn deck and I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. Let's end with a message of guidance. All right, message of guidance for the divine message of guidance for the divine masculine. The rose gold cosmic pool. Bathe in cosmic love, soak up wisdom. That's the energy of being in the cave again. That's where they are. They're going inward. They're in that hermit energy. They're soaking up the wisdom. They're going through this understanding about themselves. Cosmic sapphire, act with honor and integrity, speak your truth. Yeah. They're anchoring into themselves. They are learning more about themselves and learning how to trust that. Learning how to embody that, learning how to honor that, learning how to trust that. They're just in that hermit energy. And so I almost feel like this is guidance for the feminine. Let them have this space. Let them just hold the space for them as they're going through this process. Just have that patience for them. Bottom of the deck, we have spiritual warrior. Show you a wise leader, command the universe. That is the masculine energy here. They're becoming the masculine. Divine feminine, what do we need to know for you? Guidance for you, divine feminine. Oneness. Look for the common humanity. Invoke Lemurian light. The energy here is just remember the interconnectedness of all things. Remember how connected you are. Remember the journey unfolding. Don't try to force anything. Don't try to control anything. Don't try to manipulate anything. Just keep your focus on the path that's being illuminated. Keep your focus on the unfolding. Keep your focus on your journey, because that's what oneness is. You're in the energy of that oneness. You're in the energy of that union. Just remember that all roads lead to union. All roads lead to unity consciousness. All roads lead to oneness. It might not look it in the physical, but you connect in your heart, because that's where it is. That's who we are as soul. And so connect in your heart. Keep connecting your heart to the oneness within, to the union within, and just let your journey continue to unfold. Okay, beautiful. All right, that's going to be it for today. Next week, birthday week, I am not going to be doing readings. We will have a community call for the Ascension Accelerator Plus on Wednesday. We'll have the bonus call tomorrow, so make sure again that you register for that. I might do a reading towards the end of the week, but probably not one before that. But who knows? I might change my mind. Just make sure that you stay tuned. I'm sending lots of love and lots of light. Have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead.